In this video, we're going to take these 3 genuine Fender USA knobs and age them to make them look like real 1960s knobs. I like these knobs because these came out in 2012, known as the pure vintage models or series. They have the correct small font, the shape is right, they have the 3-spoke undersides. These are used by the custom shop, the American vintage models. There's just a lot of good things about them. We're going to make these knobs look like this knob right here. This is a real 1960s knob, so we're going to match the font, the color, the scratches, all of the above. Before we get started though, we're going to take these 2 knobs outside and compare them in natural daylight. So let's go do that. Alright, we are outside in natural daylight, and as you can see, the vintage knob on the left clearly looks different, and the big thing that stands out to me is the green font. And that's a huge part of making modern knobs look old, and most people skip that part. The reason the font is green is because Fender used a bronze paint, and with acid, sweat, all that stuff, the bronze paint oxidizes and turns green. So we're going to cover that today. I brought this fish out here. This is a brass fish. Same deal. It is aging and it's turning green. Here's a couple more vintage knobs. Same deal. The bronze paint has aged and turned green. The right side knob, the bronze paint is actually fading out, so we're going to do some of that. Anyway, let's get started on these guys. So to get started, I like to work on the green font and prepare the knobs for the green font. There's 2 ways to do this. There's the easy way and the hard way. The easy way is just to strip the gold font and then repaint in the font with green paint that I mixed up. I made my own color that matches my original 60s knobs. To strip the font from here, I like to use charcoal lighter fluid. It's a mild solvent. It doesn't harm the plastic. It's good for the Bakelite parts too if you don't leave it in there forever. Or you can use a Jack's green patina. That will turn the font green, but it takes a long time. So for this video, we're going to do it the easy way and strip the font out. So let's get started. Alright, so we're just going to plunge the knobs into this charcoal lighter fluid. Let them sit for a second. One thing you can do that I do like to do is if you leave them in there, not for too long, just long enough to remove some of the bronze font, you can then paint over the bronze, the last bit of residue, so later on it'll naturally turn green as well. So anyway, we're going to let these soak for a little bit, and then we'll stir them, we'll pull them out and check them out, and then move forward. Just like to give them a little spin inside there. You should see the liquid turning gold. That is the font coming out. So anyway, give it some more time and then check it out. Alright, so we're going to pop these out and check on them. Just take this little thing I made. Hopefully this works. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. Stick the lid back on here. Move this out of the way. Situate this, and we'll just check the progress. So it's working. It's just slow. Well, this you can see it's actually working fairly quick. So anyway, I'm gonna stick these back in for a minute. Couple minutes. Yeah, you can definitely see the bronze paint is just coming off everywhere. So I'll pop these back in, mainly the volume knob probably. Anyway, and then when it's done, we'll pull them out and check on them. Alright, so the knobs have been stripped. As you can see, there's a little bit of bronze paint left in these 2 knobs because again, in the future that'll oxidize, adding to the realistic effect. The volume knob, all of the letters and numbers are gone because it gives it that more natural faded look of a overused volume knob. Anyway, apologize for the bad audio and video. My entire crew up and left on me. You know, people always freak out when you don't pay them, but I haven't been paid either, so I don't know what to do. Anyway, so next, before I add the green font, I'm going to yellow these, and for that I like to use instant coffee, really hot. So I'm going to set that up, and then we'll dunk these guys and then move on. So before I dunk these in the coffee, I just want to say real fast, because this is going to be a fast process. These are going to float upside down in the coffee. It's going to be really hot. It'll be quick. So just the tops age, the bottoms will stay lighter, just like the original knobs. We're gonna try to match it to this color. It doesn't have to be perfect because these are just a one-off. They're their own relic. So, but that's the ideal look we're gonna go for. Anyway, I'm also gonna dunk these in this water that's kind of out of camera right now, just to clean off the coffee, to check them against this, and we'll go back and forth until it looks right, and it'll be done. So we're gonna do that right now. So here goes the hot coffee. I'm gonna pour this in here. It's important to do this stuff when it's really hot because the plastic expands. It allows the coffee to soak into the plastic. If you don't do this, you won't get very good results. The only down thing is it can change the color really quick, so you have to be fast. So I'm just gonna stick these in here one at a time. Let them soak for a second. Pull it out, dunk it in some water. Check the color, go back in for a second, do the next knob, do this guy. I'll pull this up, out, we'll dunk it. Oh, it's got a big glob of nasty coffee stuff next to it, or hooked onto it. I'm gonna say that's good. I'm gonna clean all this stuff off, dry them, and then we'll compare the color to this guy, and then we'll move on to the green font. Okay, so they're dried off, rinsed off, dried off. This is what they look like. They're not exactly perfect, or they don't look perfect yet. They probably never will be 100% perfect, but once the green font gets painted on and the grime gets added, they'll be very close. So next we're gonna do the green font. So for this part, I'm just gonna use a Q-tip. I'm gonna dip it in the green paint and then dab it on the letters and numbers. I'm not going to do the numbers on the volume. I'll do it on the tones, but I'm gonna match this and fill the numbers in with grime. So I'm just gonna dip this in the paint real fast and we'll get started. Now, this doesn't have to be pretty. I just glob it on like that. You can wipe some of the extra stuff off. And then I'm just gonna let it dry. So I'll move that aside. We'll do the next one. And now I'm gonna do the numbers. This is always tricky when you have the camera in front of your face. Whoops, hopefully that's in the camera. Let me get this one lined up with the camera first. Okay. So now I'm just gonna wipe off the extra paint, and then once it's wiped off, they'll dry, and then I'm gonna finish them off with some, what's it called? The charcoal fluid, lighter fluid. So anyway, we'll get to that after these are dry. And that wraps it up, guys. The knobs are done. I hope you liked the video, and obviously I'm just kidding. Next, we're gonna take that same bottle of lighter fluid, if I can open it. All right. Now I'm going to take a Q-tip that's in focus and dip it in here, and then gently, so I put this cap back on. I do this stuff outside because it stinks, of course. Anyway, now we can take a knob and just gently, after it soaks for a second, it comes off easier, but or maybe it doesn't. I don't know, I let this dry for a long time, so. Anyway, that's gonna come off. I let this go for a little bit longer than normal. So off camera, I'm gonna clean these off, and then we'll come back, and then we'll go to the, I guess, the last thing, the grime. So coming up next, the grime. Just real fast, this is what the knobs look like after the paint, the extra paint has been removed. Normally that comes off really fast, but in my time it was a long time, in your time it's a couple seconds. So anyway, in the future, if you do this, or when you do this, it's always best to remove the extra paint, probably within, like, I don't know, within 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes, maybe 30 seconds, however long it takes to set up. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the grime now, so let's do that. Okay, for the grime, I mixed up my own grime dust, my patented formula. Not really. Anyway, it's just steel wool, steel wool. Anyway, I can't talk. I can never talk. Basically, I get it wet. I don't cover it with anything, because if you do, it turns black, which I actually do that on purpose too, because if I want darker stuff, I stick it in a Ziploc bag and it turns this crazy black color. This is a nice kind of natural looking grime color. Here it is in here. What I do, I take my knob, I stick it in water like this, and then I can take my grime, shake it around, get some on my, let me get my finger wet real quick. Get it on my finger, smear it around. I don't know if this is focusing or not. I just basically do that. I stick it down, I let it dry, and then I go on to the next one. So just plop that in some water real quick, get some more on my finger, just wipe it around. Now, since the camera is in front of my face, off camera, I'll probably fine tune this a little bit, because, you know, you want to make it look good. Get some more of this grime right here. And I apologize if this is going out of focus. Honestly, I'm looking at the knob and not the camera. I catch myself looking through the camera at the work I'm doing, and then I go to find a part and I'm like, trying to get it, so I look like I'm blind or something. But anyway, I'm gonna fine tune these off camera. Once they're dry, I let it dry, because if I wipe it off now, it just completely wipes off. Once it's dry, I can wipe it off, and then I take a paintbrush. I'm not sure if I'll use this one, and I just gently fine tune the dust that's on there, because I don't want it, you know, just like caked on. So anyway, we're gonna let it dry and come back and fine tune it, and then we're gonna compare it to the real knob and see how all of this came out. Alright, so I've let these dry for 4 months, and now I'm just gonna take a slightly damp paper towel. You can wash your hands, dry your hands with a paper towel, that kind of damp, and just wipe off the extra little bit of grime that's on here. I'm not sure if this is focusing. So it's starting to look like this, and then we're going to take this really fine paintbrush right here, and we'll just go through and kind of dab off the little extra stuff. Whoops. But first, I'm going to clean all of these guys off real fast. So I'm just going to do this real quick off camera, and then we'll go to the fine tuning, and then we'll compare it to the old knob. Okay, we're back. We've got the majority of the grime off, so now I'm just going to take this guy and gently wipe some of this stuff off. Hopefully you can see this. And plus, you know, you put this stuff on here, you sell it, you don't want people opening their bag up and it's full of a bunch of dust. So you get all the extra crap off, and then they look better, and yeah, it doesn't make a big mess. You know, 20 years ago I used to like dip my fingers in motor oil and cake this stuff on, and it just, I see that to this day, and it just looks pretty crazy to me. And now, even though I'm doing this, this doesn't mean that I am completely done. I do this, I look at them, sometimes I add more grime, sometimes I change the letters. I mean, I just do it until it looks good, so that's what I would recommend. Yeah, see how some of the font came out? That's actually good. That's what you want. So anyway, this is the majority of what I do. So I'm gonna fine tune these one more time. You know, we're all gonna do this different, honestly. This is the way I do it. It's kind of my signature style. I'd encourage you to have your signature style, even though I'm just trying to make these look like the original. So I guess my signature styles go for the real look. So I don't know. If these look real to you so far, they're not done yet. That's good. If they don't, then fine tune it even more with your own, you know, little techniques. But I'm gonna clean these up and then we'll do the final comparison. All right, so the knobs are done. They've been fine-tuned. Obviously, you can keep going as far as you want. They have the green font. The letters are faded. Numbers are faded. They've got the grime, a little yellowing. Here's the original knob. Are these perfect? No, but it's better than just brand new looking knobs on your old guitar. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Sorry it took 4 months for this video to come out. These things just took way longer to dry than I thought. You know how that goes sometimes. And don't forget to buy my super duper patented green sheen paint and my super duper rust dust. It's the best stuff out there. So like always, thanks for watching. See you next time and take care. Wow, I don't even know what's real anymore. With all kidding aside, I am going to make a video in the near future on how to identify vintage Fender knobs. So I'll pull a micrometer out, we'll measure everything, we'll talk about all the key differences and what to look for. So it'll be good, it'll help people out hopefully. So anyway, let's say goodbye to the good old little bird who is still with us. This guy is a very cool guy. He's a real joy to my life and everybody's life here. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.